Robots are getting smarter and smarter, harder to distinguish from humans. Can artificially intelligent robots help us to understand human motivation? Let's consider.
I can't get it off my mind.
Hello, philosophers. I'm Chico. Welcome to the Philosopher's World, where we consider a current event from a philosopher's perspective. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Turing test, but a guy named Alan Turing a long time ago proposed this test that maybe we can consider a machine intelligent when it is possible for it to dupe a person, a human being, into thinking that it's an actual person. Most people agree that this has been a miserable test because chatbots can dupe people into thinking that they're real just by having us believe that they are a foreign person who doesn't understand the language well. So, what is it? It seems arbitrary in the first place, but it seems like we're getting closer and closer to something like that, right? So, first of all, you have robotics, which is making leaps and bounds in this area. I'll put a link in the description to Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show episode where he meets Sophia, the human-like robot, and it's gnarly. I've seen interviews on the guy that made this robot, and you'll see the robot doesn't have any hair, and their robot parts exposed. And the reason he does that is because he doesn't like the idea that a robot could be totally human-like, right? So we're getting so close to it that the guy that makes it is actually worried about getting too close. And also, artificial intelligence programming, which, by the way, is very confusing. That whole term. I think people think Terminator. They think robots turning into people. Right. That's not necessarily what's going on here. What is more, I guess, what is closer to the definition today is more like robots not mimicking human behavior, but more like mimicking the type of learning that humans do. Something like that. I mean, I'm not an expert on AI, so don't fault me for that, but that's really what it is. What we're not worried about is, are robots experiencing things like humans experience things? What we're worried about is, are robots able to go through like a system of trial and errors to, experience? And this is very metaphoric language, by the way, but experience through experience to improve its behavior to something that's more human-like. Now, let's say both of those two things converge. We make robots that are so perfectly human-like, and we make artificially intelligent programming that's so good at mimicking human learning. Would that help us to better understand our question on psychological egoism? Would we be able to, see the programming as it evolves and say, well, look, here the robot's continuing to choose for its own benefit. Here it starts to choose for some other robot's benefit or something like that, It seems possible that we could. I don't think that is actual, though. And here's what I mean. I don't think I think we have good reasons to believe that that won't be the case. And here's why. Number one, the human brain doesn't really work like a CPU computer for a computer, right? The whole computer model of the brain is just doesn't seem to be. It's very popular, right, in non-scientific circles. So, yeah, I don't know that the robot would be. Even if it's mimicking human learning, I don't know that it would be doing it the same way that a human does. So, its goals that it sets for itself, I think, might be different, even if it results in the same behavior. Secondly, it probably is the case that human experience, and by that I mean phenomenological experience, and what I mean by that is the way things appear to you, right? The way things appear to you probably have something to do with your motivation, with the way you decide what you decide to do. You feel the pain of somebody else through empathetic interchange, and you say, because of that, I don't want them to feel like that, right? And I don't know that a robot, if it's not experiencing something in that way, I don't think that it could reason in that way. And if it can't reason, if it can't reason in the same way, then we can't really trust it to be analogous to human reasoning, or human motivation, I should say, in this case. We don't really have any good reason to believe that a robot, even if it can mimic the behavior of a human, could experience things like a human. Yeah. So I don't think that that would be a possibility, but you never know, man. I mean, I'm open to the evidence. You know what I mean? Like I'm interested to see where all this goes. As always, best philosophy happens in dialogue. So please comment what you think about that. Also, additional question: what do you think about making these kind of robots? Should we worry about that? Are we worried about Terminator 2? I know there are other Terminators, but that's the best one. So, should we worry about these like human-like robots? And if not, why not? I mean, why not be worried? If so, should we worry about our country making them when other countries probably will? Should we do something to stop our country from making them when, other countries might even have robot soldiers? I don't know. What do you think? So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tag a friend so they can join the conversation. And I'll talk to you later. Adios.